Good evening, Albuquerque, and welcome to this special edition of Frog Show. Frog Show, the Halloween special. Now we're really trying to hone in on the experience of going to a Frog Show taping. We're going to film like a standard Frog Show here. We're going to do the intro, we're going to do the science segment, and we're going to close it out with music. We're going to invite the audience into the control room to run our cameras. And so we curated a handful of Halloween interruption surprise events to kind of spook them. And then they won't be the wiser because they can't see what we're not showing them through the cameras. What's your costume?
Alien.
Alien.
Alien. Alien. Yeah, a little bit. There's like a little bit of like a technicality with like who can run the control room these days. So like I hope that I could like outfit that. Do you two? True.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
And whatever's on there.
Frog Show, the Halloween special. We are going to start off this episode with that classic elementary fair game where you stick your hand in the zombie guts and you're like, ooh. To start off, we have zombie guts, vampire gonads, a bald werewolf. Welcome to Frog Show.
Okay.
So maybe you're familiar with this elementary fair game where you stick your hand in the mystery boxes. You're like, oh, it's zombie guts, ooh, and then you need to guess like what that food is.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
You're so right.
Yeah.
It's you're so right.
It's already a weird texture.
Spaghetti. This is spaghetti, man. Spaghetti.
They're vampire gonads. It was supposed to be grapes.
Okay. It's definitely not grapes.
You're right. It's spaghetti. Never mind. Okay, let's move on to the third guess.
All right.
This is a bald werewolf.
Dude, this is spaghetti. This is all spaghetti.
Yeah, you're right. It's spaghetti.
Wow.
Well, congratulations, Nick.
Thank you.
You guessed all the. You guessed all of the mystery boxes correctly. Did we see that or like?
Yeah.
It was,
That was really good.
yeah, but
How do you feel about that?
I don't know what this spaghetti business was.
I saw grapes with my own two
Yeah, how did
fucking
you do that?
eyeballs. How
I
did you
didn't-
do that? I'm gonna keep these peeled grapes peeled for some peeled grapes.
Right. We're gonna roll the science segment in a second.
All right.
Welcome back, Albuquerque. I'm once again pleased to introduce Sorcerer Mraz to you. He is a esoteric enthusiast and treasurer of the New Mexico Mycological Society. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Devin. I appreciate it. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be looking at the science behind spells. Now you may be thinking this is not scientific. What am I doing talking about this? And you would be wrong. Early magic is a very crude form of the scientific method. There was a lot of magic that used tinctures and things that you put inside your body to achieve some sort of effect. So I want to start with something very real. Let's start with some practical magic. The ancient willow tree. You see right here, this is the willow bark. This is called salix. And these trees and the bark inside them, a long time ago, thousands of years, were used extensively.
What's going on in there?
What's that way? Spaghetti, I'm noticing common.
I need to
Check this out. Check this out.
Aspirin, or salicylic acid, is a cyclooxygenase 1 inhibitor. This is not a cyclooxygenase 1 inhibitor. Cyclooxygenase 1 is an enzyme that's used in inflammatory pathways.
Welcome back, Albuquerque. I am pleased to introduce you to Click Tracy. He is going to play some music for us, and he is from Albuquerque. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
The button we pressed that turned him into spaghetti. Turned into spaghetti. They didn't leave their spaghetti. They turned into spaghetti. Oh! Click Tracy, more like Click Tasty.
Get out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
Is it airborne? Is it safe to leave?
I don't know.
And don't forget, Albuquerque, the spookiest part of Halloween is that inside each and every one of us is a spooky skeleton. Good night. Hello, and welcome back. Here we have a battle for the ages, a professional Moncala game championship for the best Moncala player in New Mexico. You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Avalanche. Avalanche.
fine. Get stimmied.
Thank you.
Two-hander.
I think you might be making a comeback.
Yeah. Just had a rough start there at first, but God. Oh my God. All that practicing for nothing.
Okay, should we count them up?
Yes. I think you might have won that one. We shall see. Man.
Going all the way to nationals.
Good game.
Congratulations, Mrs. Keen.
Thank you.
All right, so these final molecules you see here are a pair of enantiomers. So like I said, enantiomers are molecules that are non-superimposable and are mirror images of each other. Now, it's a little difficult to show that they're non-superimposable. I hope you can see that they are mirror images of each other. If you look at this molecule, this is coming up out of the page like we talked about earlier. It's hanging out over here, but if we look at its enantiomer, its non-superimposable mirror image, we can also see the same trend is occurring, but instead of being on the right side ascending, it is on the left side going up. And we can use this to describe a lot of different molecules. Enantiomers are extremely common in the world of chemistry, biochemistry, and organic chemistry.
Albuquerque. This is the Thumb Wrestling Championship for Best Thumb Wrestler in Albuquerque. In this corner, we have Myler. Undefeated. And in this corner, we have Bollinger. Undefeated. Please shake hands. And at the ready. Good luck.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, clear, south, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, open up the floodgates.
Very. How long are the rounds?
No!
Him with the pick and roll.
Round 1, Bollinger. At the ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, open up the floodgates.
No! I need to come out.
Round 2, Myler. Contestants, we have a best 2 out of 3 situation here. This is for all the marbles. This is for best thumb wrestler in the Albuquerque metropolitan area. Are you ready?
Yeah.
At the ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, open up the floodgates.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have it. We have our thumb wrestling champion of the Albuquerque metropolitan area, Haley Myler. Congratulations on the behalf of the Frog Show.
Wow.
On behalf of the Frog Show,
Thank
congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good game. Good game.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to start describing a little bit about what these are, basidiomycetes can kind of be seen as like your general mushroom organism. Anything that you've seen that you've probably called a mushroom is probably a basidiomycete. So to show you some examples, we could start with a aspen bolete. These beautiful little mushrooms grow up in the Jemez Mountains. They also grow in Colorado. This is a dried sample I collected back in August with the society. These ones are your classic mushroom organism, right? They have this kind of cap that releases spores from the bottom here. These are where the spores are kind of stored. It has a long stalk, and yeah, the main purpose of the mushroom is to get it as high off the ground as possible so it can release its spores into the air and to propagate them. So we also have some other common kinds too. Basidiomycetes are extremely broad and do not include, it's not fair to call any one thing you won't know unless you really kind of get into it. So up next we also have, this is the Amanita muscaria mushroom. This is a very common recognizable mushroom. It's the red mushroom with the white spots on the cap. It's a little old, but basically recognizable for the most part. But notice how the bottom of it has gills, where the bolete I just showed you actually has pores. So this just shows that there is like a lot of variation within this phylum, even though these mushrooms are fairly similar. To just show you, so now I can show you something very interesting that I've had the pleasure of doing in my lab. I can show you a bit of up close real footage of this aspergillus kind of doing its thing. So as you see here, we're kind of taking a zoomed out view of our, these are some aspergillus spores that actually grew this morning. It's kind of messy, there's kind of a lot going on. It's very hard to get a good view, but if we go a little bit closer, we can see one of these structures I was just talking about perfectly. So you can see this kind of little spot connected by almost a string. This is the conidiophore. So on the top, we've got that structure that releases all the spores. You have the kind of the stalk that holds it, and then right at the base you have that foot cell where like the real mycelium chain has branched off to create this extremely tall protrusion. And as you see, they're a little bit different than like the other mycelium chains around it in the sense that they're going up. They're pointing towards the sky. If you see the one below it is a beautiful example. It's really curled upwards. They're reaching for the sky. They're trying to get out. They're not searching for nutrients. They're searching for space. But if we go a little closer, I'll show you something even better than that. So this is a microscope slide that I prepared. And this is a even more zoomed in picture of one of these fruiting bodies, these Aspergillus conidiophores. So you see right here, we have like the head, and we have the very long stalk. We can see those little septa separating between the cells. Yeah, right here you can see this is the foot cell that we were talking about. This is where you can see the protrusion, right, coming off and beginning to grow upwards. Actually, there's a bit of an interesting perspective we can see here. So this is squished onto a microscope slide, right? But as you see right here, do you notice how there's a tiny little separation here? What has happened is what I think happened is I actually think that the condyle structure is trying to point downwards. It's actually pointing up. It's actually been flattened in a way and is now protruding over this way. Now you can tell because you see this little like fold. So normally what might be happening is this might be pointing backwards, like into the glass. But we can't really see that. But just an interesting perspective.
Good evening, Albuquerque, and welcome to this special edition of Frog Show 4D. Frog Show is Albuquerque's renowned public access broadcast. And tonight, our show seeks to broadcast into the fourth dimension. Frog Show typically begins with an intro by yours truly, then leads into special presentations from the arts and sciences. The next segment features games for our audience to play. And finally, we close the show out with a concert. Tonight, we test if our new format can break the fourth dimension. How are we going to achieve this? Instead of having each one of these segments play linearly, we've decided to split them out into 3D space and to do them all at once. First, you come into the event and you're given the intro, and I introduce you to what's going on here. Then you can walk over to the arts and sciences table and receive that presentation, or you could choose to go play games immediately. All the while, we have amazing, intelligent dance music from user content playing as the backdrop. Everybody's experience of Frog Show 4D will be a different experience of the episode. That's how we break the fourth dimension. The show's additional offerings include free spaghetti for anyone wishing to participate in an unlimited spaghetti eating championship. This TV is streaming a live spaghetti eating competition. The folks on the TV were eating very slowly, so technically our participants were winning the competition. Congratulations, you're the champion! The games table is managed by a lively crew, whose favorite games include Mancala and thumb wrestling. Come ready to test your wit and physical prowess. Tragedy strikes the event when the game table realizes they lost their favorite marble.
But the frog has the answers.
Frog. Where is the marble?
Okay, look, I don't want to start shit because, like, everyone here is doing this for free, but I do feel like somebody took it. If I were you, I would go watch the 4D TV. You run over to the science table, and just before you can ask about the marble, they say,
Would you like to learn a bit about chemistry?
Yes.
All right, so I'll teach you a little bit about chemical modeling. So this black ball, we'll call carbon. Carbon is one of the most abundant molecules or elements in the universe.
Caterpillar of destruction and terror.
It's a virus, dude. And if you get in here, if you really get in there, you can actually see it. It kills somebody. Pretty cool shit. Pretty cool shit.
So the scientists didn't know who the marble belonged to and were happy to give it back. And it does feel like we broke the fourth dimension, because this TV broadcasts the discovery of our own serendipity. Till next time, this is Frog Show 4D. Good evening, Albuquerque, and welcome to the Frog Show. Frog Show Live. We are Albuquerque's renowned public access program, and today we are so excited to share with you some citizen science and musical guest Chromolith. For this episode, we have particular interest in abiogenesis, widely known as the primordial soup. The primordial soup is the point in which non-living compounds became self-replicating. In a universe where entropy is destined, why did a cluster of molecules just decide to gain some oxy? Why did the circumstances align so well for these elements to do the impossible? Eons later, we humans began this pattern of developing ages in which we leverage our newest technologies to create the next big thing at unprecedented levels. Think the Bronze Age, the Industrial Revolution, and the current age, the Information Age. What is this thing? What is this building? What is this compulsion of creation, this invisible hand that has been encouraging us to defy entropy? And a bigger question for this era is, why is it encouraging us to seemingly create beyond our means? I don't quite think we'll be able to answer that tonight, but let's just go ahead and talk about the primordial soup. This right here is a 4-dimensional TV we bought on Facebook Marketplace. The crazy things you'll find on there, right? So it's going to give us more insights into this primordial soup because it's magic. So let's go ahead and power it on here. Got to give it a second to warm up. Sometimes it's like negotiating with an old lawnmower. Let's see what's on TV. Okay, folks, we're getting a clearer picture here. This appears to be some friends enjoying beverages at a bar. This kind of looks like Differential Brewing Co. in Albuquerque.
Primordial soup. Do you think it was more of a soup, more of a bisque, more of a stew?
I think it's pretty watery. Yeah. The primordial soup.
Talking like a chicken noodle soup.
Thinner than that.
Thinner than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting mad stew vibes from the primordial soup. That thing's been boiling for centuries. Centuries! Perpetual stew. I don't know. I do think I would have gotten out of there as soon as possible, but I would like the option to go back. I really would. There's something comforting about it.
I guess technically you can return to the soup, so to speak, as it is a perpetual stew. You could just go swim out into the ocean and eventually return to nothing but atoms.
Okay, wow. I love their insights into this conversation. The only thing I'm noticing is that they're kind of not giving space in their conversation for their more demure friend to weigh in. Albuquerque, I'm so incredibly interested in hearing like what this individual would have to contribute to our conversation of the primordial soup. So here's what I propose. We have some more time before the episode ends. If you are in Albuquerque, head to Differential. That video is live. Head to Diff right now, and they would possibly be sitting there. I'm not kidding. They might really be there. And before the show ends, if you were to video call me on Instagram, we would be able to get his perspective in the show. So seriously, if you're at Albuquerque, head to Diff right now, and let's see if we could get him to weigh in on the primordial soup. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna check back in with that later, and we're gonna keep the episode going. The primordial soup is as much a scientific topic as it is philosophical. So let's hear from a real scientist about how life on Earth may have started. Albuquerque, I would like to introduce you to scientist Mraz. He is a avid bicyclist, a fungi enthusiast, and treasurer of the New Mexico Mycological Society. Scientist Mraz, please tell us about the primordial soup.
Thank you very much, Devin. Hello, I am your resident scientist, and today we're going to be talking about abiogenesis, or as I like to call it, the hydrothermal primordial soup. Abiogenesis is the appearance of life from non-organic sources. We can rationally assume that life did not just miraculously appear on Earth, but instead, like a good stew, it was a combination of diverse ingredients, varying temperatures, and a lot of time to simmer. But this still begs the question of how. How did life emerge from these ingredients? What could have driven early molecules to combine together in an enclosed space to do the things that living cells do? I will attempt to elucidate some of these questions with the help of a few theories of abiogenesis: the hydrothermal vent theory, the RNA hypothesis, and of course, primordial soup. This is a really big topic, so let's narrow down the scope. Instead of talking about how organic molecules first came to be, I want to focus on the conditions which allowed for these molecules to combine and, most importantly, self-replicate. To help understand the conditions of prebiotic Earth, we need to go back in time, some 4.5 billion years ago. Early Earth was hostile, to say the very least. The moon was significantly closer than it was today, causing huge and frequent tides and storms. The planet was pelted by ultraviolet radiation because there was no atmosphere, and it blanketed the Earth in deadly radiation. But within all of this constant chaos, there lies a sort of geological stew. In the depths of our primordial oceans, shielded from the ultraviolet radiation and the crashing waves, was a place that never dries out, never gets too hot, too cold, too acidic, or basic. This place is an alkaline hydrothermal vent, and it's from this very nourishing cradle which early life may have taken hold. Hydrothermal vents are fissures in the crust of the Earth. They appear near volcanoes and they're underwater, and they're an ejection point for hot underground water which has been sucked in by the volcanic system. And groundwater will precipitate as it interacts with the cold ocean water. One of the good features about this precipitation is there's a molecule called iron sulfides which precipitates and causes the formation of the traditional vents which you see here. From the formation of these traditional vents allows for special chemical reactions to occur. One of the special chemical reactions is iron sulfide turning into a pore-like bubble structure. This is very important because this pore is an enclosed site for chemical reactions. These enclosed sites are also semi-permeable, which means they would trap certain molecules within them while allowing others to pass. This is very important because it allows for these bubbles to facilitate complex, unfavorable reactions. So within these small soapy bubbles that we see here, we are seeing rare and hyperspecific reactions are being driven by a huge influx of molecules from the vents. The temperature and pH gradients, mind you, the basic groundwater is extremely hot and the acidic ocean water is extremely cold, is allowing for a happy middle ground to exist within these microscopic bubbles. Funny enough, this exact happy middle ground is the exact same conditions that our own cells thrive in. From this point, it seems like only a matter of time before the next big thing happens, and that thing is a catalyst. Life cannot exist without catalysts. Catalysts are special molecules which provide, or molecules and proteins which facilitate unfavorable reactions to occur. Think of it like climbing over a mountain versus going under it. They both lead to the same destination, but one requires significantly less energy. So how did these catalysts first appear to drive the reactions of early life? Remember those iron sulfides I was talking about? These inorganic molecules hold the answer to this question. One such molecule which existed in early Earth, specifically hydrothermal vents in great abundance, is greigite. Greigite is an iron-nickel compound which acts as an excellent catalyst for organic molecules. If we go back to our soup within the vents, these simmering bisque bubbles, which are now made up of an iron sulfide, protein, fatty acid gel, are the perfect candidate for not only these greigite compounds to attach to and land, because they can't pass through the semi-permeable membrane, but for the appearance of additional molecules called amino acids to attach to them and to begin coiling. Mind you, a protein is usually a metal catalyst with a large string of amino acids around it. So we can imagine a system of not only a small metal catalyst, but is now surrounded by amino acids. And this, by definition, is an enzyme. So now we have enzymes that are driving even more unfavorable reactions. It is becoming all too likely that self-sustaining reactions must occur next. In order for life to be continuous, it must have informational storage. DNA is that storage, but on early Earth, there is no DNA. This begs a puzzling question of how these molecules first came into being, kind of like asking whether the chicken or the egg came first. But to answer this question, we must examine DNA's older sister, RNA. RNA is a very interesting molecule. Not only does it orchestrate the final step in making proteins, but it is able to act as a catalyst, it is able to self-assemble, and it is able to self-replicate. Another exciting feature of RNA is its simplicity. They are made up of ribose, which is a sugar that's actually been found on early meteorites in our solar system. It's made up of a phosphate, which is extremely abundant in our early planetary crusts, especially in hydrothermal vents. And it's made up of purines or pyrimidines. These are early nucleotide molecules, which have also been found on early meteorites. Going back one last time to our hydrothermal nursery, with the power of catalysts, gradients, and the perfect combination of a self-replicating RNA molecule, this self-sustaining system is not only possible, but unavoidable. This is very important because this self-replication is what will pave the way for life to have continuity. From this, an enclosed self-sustaining RNA-driven bubble capable of maintaining the happy medium which it had inside its nursery, also called homeostasis, could conceivably break free from the vents, sinking down into the mineral-rich sediments where it is protected. Now, with a little seasoning from some more metal catalysts, some healthy doses of cosmic radiation, and a lot of simmering, our young self-sustaining bisque becomes emergent life. Now, for all the ideas I've presented, there are still many gaps in these theories. I would be a bad scientist to pretend that these theories are anything more than theories. There are still many questions about where DNA comes from, how DNA polymerizes, and how it came to be the main genetic code over RNA that have not been answered. But even with these limitations, I truly believe the ingredients are all laying in front of us. We have shown that all of life's precursor molecules can be made inorganically. We have provided an electrochemical inorganic system which provides and promotes unfavorable reactions very similar to our own cells. And we have shown that enzymes can self-assemble, either from RNA or metal catalysts, to drive and support a self-sustaining, self-replicating system. The final step is a little bit of faith. Faith that the young minds of our future will continue to put the pieces together to uncover the greatest mystery of modern biology. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Scientist Mraz, for helping us to unravel the mystery of the primordial soup and how life may have begun on Earth. Appreciate that. Now, as a reminder, let's check back in on what the 4D TV showed us. So yes, this is the screenshot from Facebook Marketplace of that 4D TV we purchased, and it's just been giving us insane insights. When we turned it on, it showed us this bar scene of friends having conversation about the primordial soup. Let's see here. It appears to be a differential brewing.
The primordial soup, the way it would feel, it would be like you're in a pool made of warm velvet. That's what I imagine the primordial soup felt like.
Primordial soup, I just feel like it was easier back then, you know?
But I don't know. I think if I was in the primordial soup, I would have been the first guy to grow legs and get out of there.
Well, we love their insights, but we feel like they need to be giving conversation to their more demure friend in the group. We're so incredibly interested to hear what our friend in the frog hat has to say. Bet he would have valuable insights into our conversation about the primordial soup. So here's what I suggest to Albuquerque. Head to Differential Brewing, and by the end of the episode, perhaps you could request to live stream Mayor of Albuquerque on Instagram, and we could get his insight into the show after our music segment here. So we're going to go ahead and get our music set up, brought to you by today's musical guest, Chromolith. We'll be right back. Nice. Hey there, Albuquerque. Welcome back. So that was an amazing set from Chromo Lith. Loved you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and doing that. And we now we have a show to wrap up. We've been checking in with our friends over at Differential. Welcome back. So that was an amazing set from Chromo Lith. Loved you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and doing that. And we now we have a show to wrap up. We've been checking in with our friends over at Differential.
Yeah.
Did you press to stream again?
Is it not working
I
out?
don't think so. I'm gonna run back in just for the sake of it.
How do I do it? How do I do it? I don't either.
Yeah.
Just like close it.
I'm on there now.
Live stream
Enough.
set up.
So maybe close the whole app.
What?
Maybe just like leave and then rejoin.
How do I do it?
Gonna try and do it from the phone.
There's just a delay from when you say it there for it to go through here. Okay, yeah, it looks like that delay might be causing some issues, but if you want to end the show, you can go back to your mic from the main computer, or from the main desk here if you want.
We lost that feed.
No, it's just there's a long delay, so when you say something, it's going to take a long time. I mean, it goes through to them, but if you want to end the show, go back to your live stream computer or from the main desk here.
We lost that feed.
No, it's just there's a long delay, so when you say something, it's
Yeah.
Don't worry about this.
Troubleshooting.
Don't worry about this.
Okay. Troubleshooting. Zach, try and request to join us again and see if we could get you in here. Hey, it's the frog checking in. We have a viewer down. We were given a prophetic vision from the fourth dimensional TV that we needed to send a call out to Albuquerque for viewers to head there. We're certainly heading there afterwards. We're trying to see if we could get our live feedback here. But here we are in Central Avenue, recording Frog Show Live. Okay, let's see if we get him back in the show. You might run outside. Oh, you're back.
Inside. I'm already in.
Sweet. Let's see. We've been anxiously waiting to hear from the
I'm
individual
sorry.
Frog Hat and Differential.
I'm sorry. Major technical difficulties on my end.
No worries about that.
I had to clash with the Wi-Fi as soon as I entered the parking lot.
Oh, sure.
But here I am.
Let's check it out. Let's see. Are they there? Is the prophetic vision true?
Okay, I'm looking for the frog. I'm looking for the frog show people. It's a bit busy. I just walked in. Give me just a second. Here they are. Here they are. Let Nikita talk. Let Nikita speak here. Let Nikita give his 2 cents.
I guess my point of view on the whole primordial soup theory is that, you know, all of this really started on like 4 billion years ago, which, I mean, like that's early Earth of when, you know, the primordial soup was really, you know, a soup where, you know, every land was around, but there wasn't any like plants or anything. It was all just, you know, open ocean, just energy, you know, a lot of, you know, lava, a lot, but heat and, you know, heat and particles produce some really interesting reactions. And, you know, there's this, I mean, this whole theory was produced by a guy named Alexander Oparin. And, you know, he did some experiments in a lab where he was able to determine, or I guess show that early life could be possible, where, you know, he just had a flask and, you know, added some heat and, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, amino acids and, you know, some other things, and was able to, you know, have things come together and produce, you know, actual, you know, chain reactions and chemical experiments. So I feel it is a very credible theory. And on the so and then, you know, you go forward in time, you know, like, because I guess that is, you know, the Archean era, and then, you know, you go more into the eras of the earth, and all of these eras are, you know, yeah, I mean, the Protozoic era is when more, you know, animals become, you know, or when you actually start to get, you know, more cartilaginous animals and whatnot. You know, like, or not really animals per se, but, you know, you start having double or multiple cell organisms. But then, you know, you fast forward like a few more million years or billion years, and then you get to the Cambrian period. And then the Cambrian period is when you actually start getting like real animals that look kind of bug-like. Uh, and then, you know, you fast forward even more, and then, you know, you get to today. So I feel so this whole theory is definitely very plausible, and, you know, tracking it through time, you can see that this evolution is, you know, it's a very plausible theory. So I created a slideshow of some just some visual aid.
I would have stayed in the primordial soup if I could. It's gonna be days like this. Be in the ground.
Right now.
Love this animal.
That's the Latin name for it. Look at her. Very presidential. What the hell? Very important step to evolution.
More stuff right there.
How it started. Amino acids, organic molecules, little cells. How it's going.
Yeah.
Guess I'll become multicellular life. The soup with electric glow, bro. That's how life happens. Yes. I swear, if time travelers keep telling me to go back in the water, I'm going to have one of my grandchildren create math. Evolution fish.
Wow.
This is my favorite.
This is definitely it. Ranking single-celled organisms by sex appeal. Start from the bottom. Number 5, yeast. Absolutely not. No love for yeast. Number 4, bacteria. Nah, miss me with that shit. I probably can't say that. Number 3, Euglena. Number 2, Paramecium. Pretty hot. Number 1, amoeba. Hell yeah. That's the guy from before. Wish I never left
It's
the
like an
soup.
egg yolk.
Goated. IDKY. I wanted to be a person. Hashtag food. And burgers.
And then that's 14.
Oh,
That's us. That's all of us.
wow.
In the soup.
All right. That's
Cambrian sea creatures. Got me acting unwise.
This is my favorite.
Yo, bro, my ass would have stayed in the primordial soup if I knew there was gun and the rest of it's cut off.
Oh.
I think
That's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for heading down there and getting that opinion. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was very much worth it.
I learned we learned a valuable lesson today.
I think we have.
Yep, indeed.
Well, let's. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up Frog Show here. What a conclusion. What an end. Oh man, thank
Wonderful.
you so much, Albuquerque, for heading down there and like
Round of
sorting
applause
that out
for
for
Frog.
us.
Frog Show.
We're all gonna head to Diff after this, so see you there. Yeah, this is Frog Show 4D. I'm so loving the primordial soup. All right, thank you. That's all.